Hi everyone, welcome to Late Night Snack. I'm Allison Kinnear with Voice of Her Own, and tonight we are talking about imposter syndrome again. I just did a talk yesterday at Amazon headquarters for, I believe, the grand total was about 600 people. Unbelievable. There were only 50 people in the room, thankfully. The rest were tuning in over live stream, and it was such a great experience. I felt really honored to be asked to come and to speak, and that so many people tuned in and were excited about this topic because I think it affects statistics show it affects at least 70% of the American population. So it's a big thing. I wanted to talk a little bit about what I shared with them yesterday, and I also wanted to tell a couple of stories about imposter syndrome. So the first is what is imposter syndrome, right? It is a pervasive feeling amongst typically highly educated, although that doesn't have to be the case, high-performing people. It's when you are performing at a high level, but you are perceiving your work to be not good. So it's not a performance problem, it is a perception problem. You're actually doing really well. The evaluations you're getting high marks. But there's a part of you that's like, why am I getting high marks? I feel like a total fraud. I have no idea what I'm doing. Right? That's what imposter syndrome is. Now, that's different than the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is when you are a low performer, but you perceive yourself to be a really high performer. You think you're the best there ever is. So I always think about American Idol, those people who try out for American Idol and they are terrible singers, but during the interview they're like, no, I am the next American Idol. They have this super inflated perception of themselves. So it's kind of the opposite of imposter syndrome, right? So I want to tell you two stories, one about overcoming imposter syndrome and one around how I am still working on it, right? So a couple of months ago, I gave a workshop I had been doing. I had done it a bunch of times. It was always really highly regarded. Everybody really loved it. And I was doing it for a new group of people. And I went in and it was kind of immediately a strange situation. Nobody really talked. There was no chatter. People kind of seemed like they were almost forced to be there. And I was doing my workshop like I had done before, and I was getting no response. People were not smiling. They didn't laugh at any of my jokes, or very few of them, I should say. They were really subdued. And when it was all over, they just, in a subdued way, left. Nobody chatted with each other. It was just really strange. And halfway through, I was kind of getting nervous, because it was like giving a workshop where I was so used to people kind of leaning in and smiling and nodding. And instead everyone was like this, the whole time. And so there was a part of me that was freaking out, wondering what's going on? And then I realized, wait a second, I don't think this has anything to do with me. I'm just going to do me. If people don't like that's fine. They don't have to like me. They don't have to laugh at my jokes. They don't have to smile and nod. But I'm going to do me. I'm going to show up and I'm just going to do me. And it's going to be okay. And what was interesting is right after that workshop ended and I was walking out to the car, I got this email from one of the women who was sitting there like this, who said, that was the best workshop I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, I can't, wait to talk to you more. She was really excited. And so it's interesting, right? I think in the past I would have been hustling for their approval. I would have been hustling for the approval of these people who I didn't know. And instead I was able to be like, no, this has nothing to do with being an imposter. This is just, I don't know what it is, and I don't need to know what it is. And maybe they were all having a fabulous time and loving every single thing, and that was just how they expressed it. I don't know. But right now, I'm going to do me, and they're going to do them, and it's going to be okay. And so I think that's a way that you can face something really difficult and be okay at the end of it, and really keep your inner imposter kind of like, it's okay, right? But I want to share something with you that happened yesterday that's showing I'm still a work in progress. So we were, after the talk and after lunch, I was driving back with Jen McFarland. She's amazing. She's like an incredible designer, an incredible writer, an incredible consultant. And she's somebody who I really value her opinion. She gives me an honest response, areas I need to work on, things that are going well. And so we were driving back in the car, and I said, so did you like it? Was it okay? Like, did I do okay? And she looked at me and was like, she goes, are you kidding me? And I said, no, I'm not. Like, I just want to check in. Like, was it okay? And she's like, oh my gosh, like, what are you talking about? Yes, it was great. It was amazing. And she's like, what is your deal? And I said, I have a perception problem, okay? I'm a recovering imposter. Because the thing that I realized is there were some things that I forgot to say yesterday. There were little minor things that I did, that I didn't do what I wanted it to be. And so I was kind of hyper focusing on that, which is what you do when you're an imposter, and or you feel like you're an imposter. You start hyper focusing on the negative. And I was getting to the point where I'm like, no, I need a sounding board. I need someone who's going to tell me what's going on. And she said, yeah, you could have left that one slide up a little longer. You stood in front of the projector too long. She's like, but that's it. That's all I've got for you. And, that's what we need. We need to kind of pull on those sounding boards, because every person who suffers from imposter syndrome, their biggest worry is that they're going to be on the Dunning-Kruger side, that they're going to be underachieving, not doing well, and thinking they're hot stuff. And let me tell you, the part of us that is self-reflective, the part of us that is critical of our work, that part of us doesn't go away. That's always there. We learn how to manage it, but it doesn't always disappear, right? So you can have confidence in a meeting like the first thing I told you about and be like, wait, no, I don't think this is me. I've done this enough times. People joke. People laugh at my jokes here. Or people are usually smiling and nodding. It's going to be okay, right? Like, I don't think this is about me. I think this is about something about the situation here that I'm not exactly aware of. So there's an ability. So it's like, okay, wait, was I giving good content? Was I, there's a little bit of self-reflection, and then there's like, yeah, no, I'm good. But there are also going to be times when it's like, oh my gosh, I have no idea. Was that good? Was it not good? I don't even know. I was kind of in my own space. I don't even know if I'm able to kind of perceive accurately what's happening. And that's when we need our sounding boards, right? Somebody who's going to give us that honest feedback. They're not going to be like, everything was perfect. And they're also not going to be like, everything was terrible. You want somebody who's going to give you an accurate, reflection back. So anyway, that's a little window into my talk yesterday. It's a perception problem, not a performance problem. I hope you all are having a great night. Oh, Ben, hey, Benny boy. So glad you're on here. And I hope you all have a good night of uninterrupted sleep tonight and always. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.